Hi, I'm William.
And I'm Kat,
That must mean this is info on the go.
answering questions you want to know. So, William, have you ever made anything out of clay?
Well, I'm sure I've made a funky ashtray or two in my day. And not to brag, maybe this one time a cup that didn't look anything like a cup and it may or may not have held water. How about you?
I don't think anything I ever had played with in clay was ever put in a kiln.
Yeah.
So, we are talking about baked clay today on Info on the Go, the rich history of terracotta.
Terracotta is derived from the Italian words terra, cotta, meaning baked earth. It is one of the oldest, most versatile materials used by human civilizations. Its history spans thousands of years, intertwining with art, architecture, and practical applications like plumbing. So, let's dive into the fascinating journey of terracotta throughout time.
First, what is terracotta? Material composition made from natural clay that contains minerals such as iron oxide. The iron oxide gives terracotta its distinctive reddish brown hue, although it can vary in color from orange to dark brown depending on the clay's composition and firing process. Porosity: terracotta is porous unless sealed or glazed, which means it can absorb water. This quality makes untreated terracotta unsuitable for holding liquids unless lined with a glaze or other waterproofing agent. Firing process: after being shaped, the clay is fired in a kiln at relatively low temperatures, around 1000 to 1200 degrees Celsius or 1800 to 2200 degrees Fahrenheit. The firing hardens the clay, making it durable and resistant to weathering.
Origins and early uses of terracotta go back to the Neolithic period, somewhere between 10,000 and 4,500 BC. Pottery was a common craft during the Neolithic period, which is also known as the New Stone Age. Early humans began crafting simple figurines and pottery made from clay, then baking them to make them hard. These early objects served both practical purposes, such as storage vessels, and ceremonial roles, like figurines representing deities or fertility symbols.
The Indus Valley Civilization, also known as the Harappan Civilization, was a Bronze Age civil. The Indus Valley Civilization, also known as the Harappan Civilization, was a Bronze Age civilization that flourished in the Indus River Valley from 3300 BCE to 1300
Hey,
BCE.
I'm the one who's supposed to be making the mistakes, not you. Stop trying to break character.
I know it. I know it. Seals carved from mm, steatite
Yes.
squares contain the earliest forms of writing, but scholars have not yet deciphered the language. The Indus Valley Civilization is renowned for its extensive use of terracotta, particularly in the form of small figurines depicting people, animals, and even carts, which are considered a key resource of information about their daily life, religious beliefs, and artistic expression. Despite the fact that their script remains largely undeciphered, these figurines are often found in female form, adorned with jewelry, suggesting a prominent mother goddess figure in their culture.
Wow. So one of the
Mhm.
earliest languages that hasn't been, deciphered yet. That's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Terracotta pipes were used in water management systems and sewage disposal. The Indus Valley cities like Mohenjo-daro,
Hmm.
eh,
Mohenjo, maybe?
yeah,
I don't
okay,
know.
Mohenjo, we'll go with that. And Harpin showcased advanced urban planning with sophisticated drainage systems. This sophisticated water management system that included pipes that ran through homes and public baths and pools. Wow, think about that. Like they had pipes that ran through the homes,
Right. They had plum indoor plumbing before we even knew about indoor plumbing.
pretty much. Um, the great city of Mohenjo-daro had a large public bathing area called the Great Bath. The system also had underground drains made from bricks uh, that connected to public drains along the streets. The drains from the bathrooms on upper stories, wow, they had bathrooms in upper stories,
Right. And roofs.
and roofs were carried through the terracotta pipes or open chutes to the street drains. The Indus
Mm,
Valley civilization used terracotta pipes that were made from multiple telescoping segments that fit together snugly. And so basically, if you to kind of put that in perspective, so one end would be larger than the other end, so it would kind of fit snugly down in there.
right, right.
Clay pipes were easier to manufacture than stone pipes. I couldn't even imagine making a stone pipe.
No,
Yeah,
not back then.
for real.
Oof.
Because they could be rolled and shaped by hand or spun into a tubular shape on a potter's wheel.
That makes sense. In ancient Mesopotamia, from 4000 to 500 BCE, terracotta was widely used as a primary material for creating a variety of artifacts, including pottery, figurines, and even building materials, with the most notable feature being the extensive use of clay for both utilitarian and decorative purposes. Largely due to the region's abundant clay deposits along the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, this is considered a defining characteristic of Mesopotamian civilization. Cities like Ur and Babylon were constructed using terracotta bricks due to their durability and availability.
So these clay bricks were used to build ziggurats. Ziggurats were built by stacking squares, diminishing size like a step pyramid, but with stairs to climb to the next level. So
Hmm.
basically, bigger to smaller.
Right.
Uh, the base of the ziggurats were square in shape. Ziggurats were built as monuments to local religions and helped the people get closer to the gods. The Sumerians believed the gods lived in the temples at the top of the ziggurats, so only priests and other highly respected individuals could enter. The world's largest ziggurat is located in Iran. The ziggurat of King Urameya, uh, is
Ernamu?
Urnammu?
Maybe?
Uh, Urnamu.
Hmm.
Uramu? Okay, we'll go with that. Is the oldest structure in reasonably good condition left from ancient Mesopotamia, and that is located in Ur.
That's crazy. That I just terracotta is also very brittle and easily breakable. So to have a monument still around from BCE,
Well, I saw
wacky.
that they could add stuff to it to make it stronger, like grasses and things like that.
That
Kind of
makes
like
sense.
what we do with rebar with concrete today.
Right, right. So, a terracotta was used to create everything from simple cooking vessels to elaborate clay figurines depicting deities, animals, and human figures, often with intricate painted designs. A significant portion of Mesopotamian terracotta figurines represent female figures, often interpreted as fertility goddesses, with distinctive features like exaggerated breasts and stylized hairstyles. Ancient Mesopotamian terracotta cuneiform tablets were clay tablets inscribed with wedge shaped marks, representing one of the earliest writing systems in the world, used by civilizations like the Sumerians and mm, Akkadians to record a wide range of information, including economic transactions, legal documents, religious texts, and even literary works like the Epic of Gilgamesh, all written on clay tablets using a pointed stylus to press the wedge shaped characters into the wet clay, essentially acting as the primary form of documentation. We should note here these were economic records like sales receipts, property transactions, wages, legal documents, contracts, laws, court proceedings, religious texts such as prayers, hymns, myths, rituals, and literary works like the Epic of Gilgamesh, historical accounts, and poetry.
Could you imagine going to that grocery store and getting that sales receipt?
You're getting a whole tablet, a whole little stone
Hold on, let me
clay.
go
Here
get
you
my
go.
cart so that I can put my sales receipt in. It'd be like getting a receipt from CVS, right?
Maybe, yeah. The long one.
It would take a
Oof.
lot of clay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, where
Just
were
have a
we?
pottery wheel at the end of every, little stall because I don't think they had traditional checkouts.
For sure. We really need to do one on the history of grocery stores because the thing that we think about grocery stores is really not how it started. It started where you would go to the clerk, tell them what you wanted, they would go to the back, get it, and bring it up front for you.
Right, right.
Um, but I digress. Okay, so where are we? Ancient Egypt, 3100 BC to 30 BC. Terracotta was used to create small figurines placed in tombs, believed to serve the deceased in the afterlife. Egyptians used painted pottery for life and in burials. One type of painted pottery known as New Kingdom blue painted ware was made with pigments derived from cobalt and alum. Architectural elements of terracotta used in flooring and wall decorations, showcasing intricate designs and glazes. I imagine those are probably, um, I've never really seen any like up close, but that blue would be, I'm thinking it's going to be like a turquoise blue,
Hmm.
kind of really
Probably.
prominent.
Right, right. So in ancient China, the Terracotta Army, which was 210 BC, Qi Huang's mausoleum is perhaps the most famous terracotta artifact. The thousands of life-size soldiers buried with the first emperor of China, King Shi Huang. Each figure in the terracotta army is unique, depicting various ranks and roles reflecting high craftsmanship. If you have ever seen images of this, please search it up and don't do it while driving for sure. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
they're crazy big, and I couldn't imagine the time it took to carve every single one of them.
And each one is different. And I was
Right.
reading somewhere that some of them have bushy beards, some have bushy mustaches.
Hmm.
There's a theory that these soldiers were actually carved uh, using the models of his actual army. Um,
That'd be cool.
I guess that's something we'll probably never know.
Right. Right.
And that mausoleum is huge. And
I can only imagine how huge.
yes. But like I said, use whatever search engine you want and look up some pictures for it. It is amazing.
It really is, like the detail in them is epic.
And just think that was 210 BC.
Oh, that's so long ago.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Ancient Greece, from 800 to 140 BC, used terracotta for a variety of things. Terracotta figurines were often used as religious offerings, but later became more decorative. Some figurines were designed to be um, articulated,
Articulated.
articulated with movable. Oh yeah, articulated with movable limbs that could swing and make a clanking sound. I can't imagine terracotta moving without and not breaking.
Yeah, no, that doesn't. I just.
Yeah.
Mm,
I looked I found this in multiple places. I didn't see any
dang.
pictures, but I found it in multiple places.
Yeah.
It's not clear what the purpose of these figurines was, but some think they were charms or had a connection to the underworld. And
Mm,
it could probably be a kid's toy. Who knows?
right. Terracotta vases were decorated and fired using a variety of techniques. The most common colors used for Greek pottery were black, white, red, and yellow. Terracotta vases featured mythological scenes and daily life, pivotal in understanding Greek culture. These vases were used for storage, transport, and as ceremonial objects. The Greeks utilized terracotta for functional roofing and decorative antefixes, and those are ornaments at the end of roof tiles.
Perfect. Terracotta in the Roman Empire, which was from 753 BC to 476. The Romans followed the Greeks and the Etruscans,
Mm.
Etruscans,
Yeah, Etruscans.
Etruscans, in making their pottery from a fine red terracotta body. They also adopted the Greek technique of using a smooth, iron-rich slip glaze to coat a coarser body. Widespread use in constructing temples, public buildings, and homes. Romans standardized brick size, facilitating efficient constructing across the empire. Could you imagine like that? We when we go to do our episode on Rome, standardizing bricks had to be one of the most innovative things that could have happened in this time.
Well, yeah, because could you imagine just slapping stuff together and how long that would really last because of the different brick sizes?
And look at some of the structures and I know they're not all terracotta, which there is one that we're going to get into that you're about to talk about. I guess you going to take this part, and then when you get done, we'll talk about it.
Okay. So aqueducts and sewers were made with terracotta. Terracotta pipes were integral in Rome's advanced plumbing systems, including the famous Cloaca Maxima sewer. Believed to have been built around 600 BC after the Roman Empire fell, the sewer was still used by the 19th century. That's insane. Mhm. It became part of a tourist attraction. Some parts of the sewer are still used today, whilst still being used. It was highly valued as a sacred symbol of Roman culture and Roman engineering. The bathhouses in Rome at the time used terracotta, facilitated under the floor heating systems and water distribution in public baths. Terracotta reliefs were used to decorate buildings with scenes from mythology and daily life. Terracotta burial urns were crafted with great detail.
So the sewer made with terracotta is still around today. The
Mhm.
Romans just were they
They
yeah,
were so ahead of their time in some aspects that it kills me that they fell the way they did.
for real. Um, but we're definitely going to do one on the Roman Empire for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, medieval and Renaissance Europe. In Renaissance Italy, terracotta saw a resurgence in architectural details like cornices,
Cor-
cornices.
Cornices.
Yeah,
Um,
cornices. Oh my gosh. Thank you for correcting
mm,
me.
hmm
Uh, friezes
Yeah.
and bust.
Friezes, I guess.
Yeah, friezes. I guess
Hmm.
those are just like sculptures, I'm assuming.
Well, I'll look it up. You keep going.
All right. The Osendale del Gall um, in Cinti in Florence features terracotta medallions by Andre della Roba. Artists like Donatello, not the Ninja Mutant Turtle Donatello, used terracotta for sculpture, prototypes, and standalone works. Terracotta allowed for widespread artist expression due to its affordability compared to marble and bronze.
So, okay. The frieze is above the architecture crave and below the cornice. The term also refers to any long, narrow, horizontal panel or band used for decorative purposes. Think the crown molding pretty much around the outside of the Greek temples
Uh,
and stuff.
that okay, that makes sense.
Hmm.
Hmm.
All right. So, terracotta in Asia. India Bengal temples from the 16th to 19th century used terracotta extensively in temple facade decorations depicting stories from epics like the Mahabharata and the Ramayana. The intricate carvings illustrate social life, flora, and fauna with remarkable precision. And I apologize if I butchered those pronunciations.
You can't do any worse than I did.
I'm just
Or
doing what I can.
yeah, or Uh, China, roofing and architectural decor, the use of glazed terracotta tiles, especially the ionic yellow roof tiles in the Forbidden City. And I should have looked up some pictures and put that in here. Some tiles, especially the ionic yellow roof tiles and the like figures crafted in terracotta, adorn the rooftops. And I'm assuming I left a word out here, but I'm assuming that's going to be like the walls and the decorative parts of the Forbidden City.
Yeah, I believe so because I was just looking at pictures of it and stuff. All right, so the Industrial Revolution and terracotta. The 19th century saw terracotta being mass produced for architectural elements due to industrial kiln technologies. Recognized for its fire resistant properties, Terracotta was used in building construction to improve safety. In the United States and Europe, terracotta became popular for decorative building facades, combining durability with aesthetic appeal.
Notable structures are the Woolworth Building in New York, features ornate terracotta cladding. Natural History Museum, London, renowned for its terracotta facade depicting flora and fauna. And I know we said flora and fauna at the top, but flora refers to all the plant life in a given area and is usually made up of native plants. The word flora comes from the Latin word meaning goddess of flower. Fauna refers to all the animal life in a given area. The word fauna comes from the name of the Roman goddess. So the flora fauna is going to be the artwork.
Hmm. The types of flowers and stuff like that they have on there.
Absolutely.
So, modern uses and revival. Terracotta is appreciated for being a natural, eco-friendly material with excellent thermal properties. Modern architects incorporate terracotta panels and tiles for energy-efficient building envelopes. Artists utilize terracotta for its earthly aesthetic and tactile qualities. There is a resurgence in handcrafted terracotta pottery and sculpture uh, blending traditional techniques with contemporary styles. Drainage pipes, although largely replaced by modern materials like PVC, terracotta pipes are still used in certain drainage applications due to their longevity and chemical resistance. Historical buildings often require terracotta for accurate restoration, keeping the heritage alive.
The significance of terracotta artifacts provide invaluable insights into the daily lives, beliefs, and artistic expressions of ancient cultures, often associated with the earth and fertility due to its clay origins. Easy to mold when wet, durable when fired, suitable for various applications from utilitarian objects to grand architectural elements.
Environmental impact. Made from natural clay, it's biodegradable and has a lower environmental footprint compared to synthetic materials. In architecture, terracotta contributes to regulating indoor temperatures, reducing energy consumption.
And I think we've already mentioned some of the ionic terracotta examples, and the one that we really talk about a lot is the Terracotta Army in China, which was first discovered in 1974, and that is, relatively recent. It
Hmm.
was discovered by farmers, revealing thousands of unique soldier statues guarding Emperor Quan Shang Hung's tomb. Did I mess up the last name?
uh, I would say Qinshi
Qinshi?
Huang.
Qinshi Quang? Okay. All right.
Huang with an H.
Huang. All right.
Yes, like HW. Huang.
Um, it is considered one of the greatest archaeological finds, shedding light on ancient Chinese art and military history.
Terracotta's journey from humble clay to a material of immense historical and cultural significance is a testament to human ingenuity and creativity. Its adaptability has seen it serve practical needs like plumbing and construction, while also providing a medium for artistic expression across millennia.
Despite technological advances, terracotta remains relevant, bridging ancient traditions with modern innovation. It's used across diverse civilizations, under resources, or underscores a despite technological advances, terracotta remains relevant, bringing ancient traditions with modern innovations. Its use across diverse civilization underscores a shared human connection to the earth and natural materials. As we seek sustainable solutions, terracotta's eco-friendly properties inspire a return to natural materials in construction and design.
Try your hand at pottery to connect with an art form that's been practiced for thousands of years. Share your pictures on our Facebook page.
And if it's a ugly ashtray, go on and share that anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we don't care. Art is art. Art is beautiful.
All right. Every piece of terracotta tells a story of the earth, of human hand shaping clay, and of legacy that endures through time.
Like and follow us wherever you get your podcast. Tell a friend about us and leave a review or send us a text listed in the show notes.
If there's a topic you want to hear us cover, let us know. Till next time.
Stay curious.
Uh, give me a second.